So it's day 58 of 90. Thank you so much for the Manchester meetup yesterday. It gave me lots of information to talk about today. On Friday, I attended a workshop that was run by Natalia in the group, and it was around anxiety. And one of the things about anxiety is what I'm going to talk about, because I was in a very mellow place on Friday evening and met my buddy on Saturday morning when we met up at the meetup yesterday, which was brilliant. We had a coffee together and just sat and chatted. And it's interesting that when you meet somebody online and you see that person, to see them in person is very different. Not very different, it's just it's different because it's more obviously animated, it's more 3D. So that was really a nice welcome to the weekend. And then we managed to find Sean and Steve and Claudia and Chris and Dave. Not David, there wasn't a David, there was John and Andy and Tina and Claudia. And we sat and we were just beginning to introduce ourselves, and there was another couple who came in. I didn't get a chance to speak to them. And so we were still in that mellow space. And then the tribe came in with the tripod and lots of energy. And it was amazing at the contrast. And it was in that moment that I realised for myself that when I go into a place of depth within myself, or I'm listening to somebody on a depth of really being quite empathic, it can be quite a shock to my system. I become quite fragmented. And I know, well, yeah, I'll follow that on. I can become quite fragmented with my energies. And so I just lent into that space, spoke to a few people. I spoke to Alex. I was going to say Andy, but he wasn't there. I spoke to Alex about producing my landing page. That was an interesting conversation. Thank you, Alex, for that. I spoke to Holly about just a welcoming, really, with regards to the Myths of Men work. I didn't feel to speak to her about that, which was really interesting. I also spoke to Mel, and Mel posed a really interesting question for me around the book and the idea. And it made me think, and I've forgotten now, but it was really interesting meeting people, and Claudia as well, meeting people in the flesh for the first time. So it was kind of like being at school for the first time, and those kind of nerves that you might have of meeting new people and kind of like trying to get comfortable with them in a very short space of time. So I didn't feel as though I was able to fully connect with everybody, because there was just so much going on. And then what happens to me, and this is where my anxiety comes in, is I pack it all up and carry it in my little rucksack, and then bring it all out and kind of like try and disperse. And I feel like what I do is I pick up people's nervous energies and I kind of try and transmute those. And it's just something that I do. It's something that I've automatically done. But it's not something that I feel that I can control, actually. That's probably what it is. I can't control that. It's just how I am. So I want to cut this short because I'm aware of the time. The best thing about yesterday was that my buddy was there. I've never had that before. To have somebody who kind of gets you on that level. It was great having Scott being himself. And so we were able to talk about the way that we work, the way that I am, the way that he is, and the way that he deals with different situations. And that was just really enlightening. It was sort of kind of putting a spotlight into a space that I've never really fully been able to explore before with somebody. So when you get that person, you make a connection with somebody that gets you, that understands you, it really does bring a whole new level of learning. And that's where I'm at. So I'm learning now a different way of dealing with anxiety that I've never done before. And I'm glad, because I realise just how much I take on and don't necessarily release. So doing this video has been helpful to release a lot of that anxiety that I felt yesterday, that I felt was nervous energy, that was a collective nervous energy. And to be able to talk about that so that I didn't own it, is really important. So this video really helped with that. And I also have to do a major thank out to Scott Wilding for being you. Yeah, for being you. Thank you, Scott. And I'll see you all next time.